Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here. Welcome to another auction update from Coins of the Realm, who are one of the best auction houses here in the United Kingdom for coins. If you haven't heard of them, they are a 0% buyers premium auction house. I've been a customer of theirs for a very long time and they've been a sponsor of our channel for a while now. And it's great to have them back to showcase some of the incredible coins coming up in the Vinnie Silver and Vinnie Gold collection. Not one but two auctions ending this weekend. There are some stunners in both of these auctions. I'm going to do my best to highlight some of them today and showcase what's on offer. But if you want to get involved with the bidding, you need to go over and register. I'd recommend you do that sooner rather than later. There's a link in the description box below to the Bid Live website link, and also you can go and get their app, which is free to download. It's a very easy to use app. It makes the bidding experience super easy and of course flexible, that you can sit on your sofa and bid to your heart's content of an evening or of an afternoon, because the silver auction ends, or I should say live bidding starts at 1 p.m. So, what's on offer in these auctions? The Vinnie Silver Collection presents an exceptional and eclectic selection of Great British high-end silver-graded coinage spanning multiple denominations. This standout collection includes several notable top pop examples and true classics of British numismatics. Highlights include the iconic 1935 Rocking Horse Crown, the rare 1905 florin, and the impressive 1934 Wreath Crown, alongside other many highly desirable pieces. Very, very cool indeed. And then in the evening, it gets even better, because the gold collection, wow. As a sovereign, I wouldn't say I'm really a sovereign collector, because there's no way I know enough about the world of sovereigns to get involved in any of these coins that are up here. But there are some stunners up here for sale at this auction, and we're going to do a best job to have a look through some of them. But the gold collection is amazing. If you're a sovereign fan, even just watching this auction is going to be worthwhile. There are some key highlights in here with the coveted 1836 N Anno Sovereign. That is an incredible one. We're going to highlight that one. And the Sydney Sovereign MS63, one of the rarest sovereigns out there. MS63, 1924 Sydney Sovereign as well, and a 1937 Sovereign. So there are plenty of incredible pieces up for grabs. First though, let's have a quick look at the silver auction and see what's coming up tomorrow afternoon. We have got some ungraded specimen sample sets of old proof coins. There's even a 1937 coronation proof set, so this is a really sought after set. Should be going for good money at the end of the bidding process. A really, really nice set to have. But where we get into the meat and bones of this auction are the graded specimens. Now, I'll be the first to admit I don't know a great deal about the world of collectible silver coinage, but I do know it is very, very collectible. And there are a whole host of incredible pieces from different monarchs and centuries. There's 1700s coins, 1800 coins. The different monarchs are represented very well in this collection. So there are a lot of very cool pieces to highlight. I'm not going to be able to show them all, of course. But one thing that does stand out are florins. So there's an incredible florin here that I was asked to at least mention in this video from Coins of the Realm. And it's the key date, 1905. So I don't know, as I said, enough about this, but what I'm understanding is this is one of the rarest coins out there for florin collectors. And if you are after a date run of florins, this is one of the smallest chances that you will have to get one, because these don't come up for sale very often, that elusive key date. This particular one that they've got for sale is in MS62, so a really great example of the coin. It's got a population of 3 at that grade, with only 6 graded higher, so not quite top pop, but a stunning example of this coin. And you can see with a current bid of 820 against a piece of silver that weighs 11.3 grams, it's a popular numismatic example. But if we're going for popular numismatic examples, it doesn't get much better than the 1934 Wreath Crown. So this is a stunning, stunning coin. Design is absolutely incredible. I love these coins. I think they're fantastic. I've been very lucky to see a couple in my time, but this particular one with a grade of MS64, current bidding is 2,950. It is incredible. With a mintage of just 932, this coin is incredibly rare. MS64 population of 12 with only 6 graded higher. And again, we put this in perspective. The weight is 28 grams, 28.3 grams, I believe. And I've got a little bit of a typo here. It says weight 28.3 millimeters, but the diameter is there and the weight is there. So 28.3 grams at 50% silver. So there's 14 and some change grams worth of silver here, and it's currently at £2,950. So in terms of the price to value ratio, this is one of the most valuable coins, certainly in this auction, if not out there. Stunning piece of silver. So there are a whole host of other pieces in this auction. as I said, I don't know enough about silver to really do justice to all of this, but we will go through all of it. There's some incredible Gothic silver florins in here. Florins seem to be a real sweet spot for collectors. I think there are some incredible designs on these coins, and certainly these Gothic florins. They just look so good with that beautiful shield design of the 4 nations of the United Kingdom. So a really, really cool example of old British coins. They just don't make them like they used to, do they? Really don't. But even some old half crowns in here, really stunning pieces. Like, you just can't get quality like this. You know, you bear in mind this is like 200 plus years old coin. How did they make these coins back then? The mind boggles. So that's the silver auction, although we haven't even looked at page 3. We should do it some justice and go through all of them. That's the silver element. There's lots of other very cool pieces with the 1930s wreath crowns in here, but you can really see that MS64 1934 is the absolute pinnacle, and the rocking horse crown here, the proof version, stunning piece. In fact, I've got obviously you won't be able to see this because I'm doing a screen capture, but I do have a rocking horse crown here on the table in front of me. There you go. You can hear it jingling in the background. It's nowhere near a proof standard, and it's nowhere near as good as the one that you're seeing on camera, but it's a really nice one, and it's a nice desk piece for me. So yeah, really cool silver up for grabs, but it gets better because now we're going to move on to the Vinnie Gold collection. And this is where my inner, if I won £1 million on the lottery tomorrow, coin collector and me would just have an absolute field day, because there are some stunners in here. Now, I have been collecting some sovereigns for a while. I love sovereigns as a coin. I think they're just a really great piece of history, a really great denomination. But the specialist sovereigns, I don't know enough about the specialist sovereigns to really go and, for example, start bidding on this kind of a coin. I don't know enough about them to have that. And also there's an element as well that I don't want to have like an £8,000+ sovereign in my collection, where if I was hit by a bus tomorrow, dropped down dead, Mrs. Backyard Bullion would be left with the prospect of having to find the right way to sell an £8,000 sovereign. That's not quite where I am as a collector, but I can appreciate these coins, and I can appreciate that this is one of the coolest pieces out there. So this is an extremely rare 1836 King William IV N in shield. Now, what does that mean? Well, we've got this coin here, and you might at first glance think, oh, well, it's a little bit worn. And it is a worn coin, you know, it is not the perfect grade. It is a VF 30, so very fine 30 grade. But what makes this special is down here by anno, you can see there's another little N here in the design. That was a mint error or a mistake or some kind of issue that meant that the N was duplicated in the design onto the shield. So an incredibly rare example of this particular coin and design. And of course, with this current bid at 8,000, I think this is going to be a £10,000+ coin. Population of 1, there is only known to be 11 to 20 of these out there. So really interesting coin, really interesting piece of history. Only 4 graded higher, so a really, really cool piece indeed. Oh, I'm salivating over it as we speak, but there are others which are equally as incredible. We've got some high graded versions of like 1820s sovereigns. There are some stunners in here. Real incredible collection, and I'm very envious of Vinnie. Whoever mysterious Vinnie used to be or was, we'll have to wait and see, but it's a really great collection, and you can see there's some prices here being achieved on some of these graded sovereign coins. There's that beautiful 1836. We've got the 1837 MS64 coin here. This is another absolute stunner of a coin. The, of course, shield design that we've just seen commemorated in the new sovereigns and, of course, the great engravers is just synonymous. It's just synonymous with British coin history, and this is just a stunner. Really incredible. So 6,250 currently on this particular coin. Wow, just incredible. So you can see there's a whole host of other pieces here from shield sovereigns. These are all graded though, pre-graded, so you're kind of priced out of the market if you just want your basic bullion shield sovereigns, but these are special varieties, special editions of these coins. Rarity 4 here, this is with the horse with long tail, with the date below and small BP to the right. There are all of these different varieties of sovereigns, which I'm even learning about as a sovereign collector. It just keeps on going. It's like a rabbit hole with sovereigns, and that's one of the things I love about them. Here's a little unknown thing. If you are trying to do a date run of sovereigns, date run and mint mark run, you think, well, there's only sort of 200 years that the sovereign has been in existence, so surely it's going to be 200 years minus all the years that they didn't make them. But actually, if you wanted to do a full run of every single type of variety and mint mark and collection, it's probably over 500 different sovereigns or more. So it's a real eclectic mix of things to collect. So stunning pieces. There are some modern sovs in here as well. Got an 1989 PF70 sov. This is an interesting one to see where it ends up. 2,350 is current bid, as I have one of these coins in PF70. I'm very happy to say. I got some grading results the other day, and I might share that coin on my channel at some point, but it's a stunner, absolute stunner. And always that one sovereign coin does often even better than the double sovereign, which never makes sense to me in many ways, but here's the double sovereign current bid of 2,060. So whilst there are a lot of old sovereigns there are some really good new ones as well to have a look at and see what might take your fancy and start bidding on if you're interested. So there are the Vinnie Silver and Vinnie Gold collections. If you want to go and bid, I'd highly recommend you register ahead of time. The silver starts live bidding at 1 p.m. tomorrow, and the gold starts at 7 p.m. tomorrow. Thank you very much to Coins of the Realm for sponsoring our channel and for being a great partner, and it's a pleasure to work with you guys. We'll see you guys on the next video. Cool kids, tell us what you think of the Vinnie Gold and Silver collections for a chance to win a Silver Britannia in the monthly Cool Kid Club prize. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you on the next video. As always, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.